Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
We are daily dishing it. Happy Monday! Who's in the house? I see Catherine, and you know who else is here, the dream team. Say hello to Amber and to Jenny and Lindsay. We're here. Emily's here too. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about pain this week. Yeah, fun, right? Fun. But I'm going to share a little bit of insight that I've had myself on this whole idea of pain. Kathy, good to have you here. Beverly. We haven't seen our Beverly in a while. I'm going to share a little bit of insight on that. I think it's going to be helpful for you. Joanne, I'm so glad you're here. You too, Jeanette. So good to have you in the house. And our Lucy is here. Getting some love from Catherine. Here's our new quote of the week. I don't believe you can have everything. What? I messed this up, Jenny, somehow. I don't believe you have than anything else. I'm going to have to rewrite this quote. I messed up the quote of the week. Well, you don't have to be better than everyone else. That's what I forgot. I believe you have to be better than you ever thought you could be. Whoops. I'll be writing that one out. I was super distracted when I was writing it out this morning. Sorry about that. Anyway, you know what I like about this quote is that it puts the competition squarely on you. That's a really important thing. Vicki in the house. I'm so glad you're here. Diane is here as well. Alice, hello. Isn't it so fun? Tanya's in the house. Tanya, I'm glad you're here. Jane's here as well. And cheers. Here is to Mondays. Let's make them fantastic. Don't forget, this is a good time to trot out that hot melt mix. You know why we do the mix? We do it because it keeps us in ketosis and it keeps us feeling good. We have that, and I'll tell you what, cheers. This is a good time to do this and drink up and feel really good. So this is for you, Nancy, wherever you are. Text messages, if you're not getting them, boy, are you missing out. We send out lovely menus. We send out all kinds of freebies, plus special codes for special people. You want to get in on the list? You have to send in a message on your text message app on your phone to this phone number, 855-960-3720. Put the word join all in capitals. And then you're going to be added in. We will send a message back. Then you reply yes. Yes. Yay, here's to you, Joanne. Jane wants to know the quote, when something is important enough. That's not it. That was last week. Sorry. See how crazy I am here? I don't believe you have to be better than everyone else. I believe you have to be better than you ever thought you could be. Just meaning that you put the competition on yourself, because oftentimes we get wrapped up in what everybody else is doing. And all we have to do is just take a look at ourselves and say, well, okay, I can do that. I can do that competition thing. Other things that I want to mention is that Saturday is it. It's full bloom time, y'all. And there's a bunch of you who I know have said, I want to come, and you haven't gotten your tickets yet. Well, if you don't get your tickets, one, you're not going to get that swag bag, which we are just waiting to send out today. It's amazing. You're going to want that. And number two is you're also going to miss out on magic. It's all about creating your own special kind of magic, right? Magic. Would you just get on that? I want you to go to savingdinner.com/bloom to get your ticket. And just remember the swag bag, we are going to send it to you. It's going to come in the mail and it's going to blow your mind. Just want to leave it right there on that. Plus our day together, well, it's just like nothing else, like nothing you've ever seen. Lisa, so good to have you here. Jennifer, I'm glad you're here as well. So check that out. Would you savingdinner.com/bloom and get on it. Now's the time. Time's a-wasting. Great job, Joanne. She's already all over it. Hello there, Corliss. Lisa's got her Hot Milk 30 hashtag going. What about the rest of you? Yeah, got it going? I hope so. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you about Q&As on Friday? Send your questions into support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday goes right there in the subject line. And the other thing that I want to tell you is that we have a new supplement of the week. It is Crave Crusher. Now, this is sustained crushing of the cravings all day long. All day long. Hey, Chris, Robin, nice to have you here. Find it at savingdinner.com/show. Now, you know, you've heard me talk about L-glutamine. This is it. I keep it on my desk. This is instantaneous. For L-glutamine, here's your sole purpose of L-glutamine, right? Right. Go like this. Teeth, gums, tongue. No more cravings. Boom, like that. Well, Crave Crusher has a little L-glutamine in, plus some other proprietary things to make it last the whole day long. Because sometimes cravings are just crushing you, right? I mean, just got you. Well, that L-glutamine is going to take care of it the minute it hits and just completely change the whole trajectory of that craving. However, go ahead and get ahead of the game and start taking your Crave Crusher every day. Yes, you take 4 at a time, but it works. Let me just tell you, sustainable, sustainable, sustainable. This is one of my favorite things. It's at savingdinner.com/show. All right. I believe that is all of the things. Who's Hot Milk 30ing, by the way? And don't forget, put your hashtag down. Let us know that you're Hot Milk 30ing because, you know, this is a big deal. I would like to say hello to everybody on Instagram. Hello, hello. We have our Instagram following going too. We are all about it. And let's get busy with today's topic. And this whole week's topic is all about pain, because it's unavoidable. One of my very, very favorite quotes is from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, have you heard of him? He's passed away a few years now, but Jim Rohn was one of the first people ever in the personal development world that just made such an impact on me. And this is one of the quotes that was a needle mover. We must choose between 2 pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, meaning there is no way to avoid pain. And yet, how much time do we spend trying to avoid pain, right? So all this week, we're going to be digging into it because this is the thing that's going to help us to stop trying to avoid pain, which we can't, and instead bring us to the place of leaning into the correct pain that we want, okay? So we're going to take a look at what this whole thing is about and how we can break it down so we know the difference between the pain of regret and the pain of discipline, because that's really what the only 2 ones there are. So first, let's look at some definitions, because I think this is really helpful. Discipline really is, if you go through all the, look in the dictionary and you look at all the different definitions, it's straight up rules of conduct and self-control. We think about discipline and we think about it in really hateful terms, don't we? Oh, I hate discipline, don't want to have anything to do with it. But honestly, it's rules of conduct. And guess what? You get to set the rules. You get to set the parameters. It belongs to each one of us to have that ability and that privilege, really, of setting our own rules. Where regret means to feel sorry for, remorse, sad, a loss. And I think that's super important to be able to take a look at, because we don't look at this enough. Because if we understand that discipline really is a system, there are rules that we choose for ourselves, well, then we know that that's a path to success. And everything that has success requires a path to get there, right? I love that. So the regret, though, of the opposite. Think about what regret is. You cannot escape regret. And to me, it is a great big loss of what could have been. And that's something that we have to look at it, because this is the game changer, that we can't avoid pain. It is impossible. We have to choose between the 2, regret or discipline. And the regret, to me, I look at that as kind of like a huge, great big loss. Something that could have been. And that is the most painful kind, I believe, that you can have. So the lesser pain, of course, is going to be discipline, because It does require that you create your own system for it. And this is what this is all proving out, is that your own plan is the thing that is going to get you your own success. And I know that sounds kind of, well, duh, but if you go into the Hot Melt Sprint group on Facebook and you look at, we have thousands of people in there, and you see a pattern of success. I can predict going in there and looking through all of it, who's going to be successful and who is not, simply because the gals who are successful are the ones with plans. Their pain of discipline, of creating their plans, are the reason why they have the success that they're enjoying right now. And let me just tell you, it's painful to do that. It's painful to say, okay, I'm not going to do something else and instead knuckle down and do that. But that's the differentiator, is being able to do this. And it's an enormous predictor of success. It's planning. So they're the disciplined ones. They're the ones that come alongside and they stop having all of their these ideas that I can't do it, it's impossible, it's too hard. They're the ones who shot from the hip for a long time thinking, yeah, it's going to be just fine. I've got this. I know what to do. And truly, don't we all? Don't we all know what to do? But the difference, though, is that discipline is the bridge. It builds the success path that we're all looking for to get where it is that we want to get. And that's the difference. It's the wishers versus the doers. And I'm telling you, yeah, right? Joanne is just saying, yes, you have to find a way. This is how we Diana Nyad our way there. Remember, she said, find a way. When she was trying at 64 years old to cross that ocean one more time to make it work, she got on that shore and gasping for air, stung up by jellyfish. What was she saying? What were her first words? Find a way. In other words, there is a way, and it's a customized plan that you need to create. Diana Nyad's way, of course, how am I going to do this at this age, with all of this? How is it going to happen? So we have to look at all of that. We have to say, this is something that is either for me or against me. This is something that I can do or I can't. Diana Nyad decided this was something that she could do, and she did not give up. Even as she was being stung by jellyfish, even as it must have been much more arduous at 64 years old to do this than it was earlier on. But she planned it out. It wasn't shooting from the hip. She didn't just show up one day at the shore and say, I think today I'm going to make that swim. It was planned out to the nth degree. This is how it is with us. And especially here, those of us who are doing the Hot Melt 30 challenge this month, we're halfway there. And you know what? The disciplined ones, the ones with the plans, the ones who know what they're having for dinner tonight, the ones that have pantries stocked and refrigerated stocked in the way that supports the life that they're trying to lead, they're the ones that are going to get there. They're the ones that aren't going to have the regrets. Somebody says you can't hear me. All right. Is that better? Can you hear me now? I hope. I just turned it up. So thank you for telling me, Jenna. She just said you couldn't hear me. So no more shooting from the hip, because we know that shooting from the hip doesn't do a world of good, does it? Does it help? Okay, apparently I'm muted here. I don't know how to fix that. Oh, well. Okay, well, Instagram, I'm muted. So I have some things to share with you that I think will really help to become more of a planner, to become the person that gets to the place of getting things done. Because I'm telling you, it works. It works. So here's what it is. Number one is to acknowledge that we really don't know it all. We don't. And if we think that we know it all and we keep doing the same thing over and over again and saying, I know what to do. Let me just say this. We all understand the general principles, right? That doesn't give us a pass to stop the planning. We've got to get in there. Jenny, I was just talking to Jenny. She made all these breakfast cookies. That's one of our best recipes. And it's just, I love this. I love those recipes. And, so I look at this and say, yeah, this is something that you want to have stashed so that you are always successful. You should have something in your freezer. You should, oh my goodness, I keep getting phone calls. You should have something in the freezer. You should have a plan afoot. There should always be something there to support what it is that you're trying to do. Because we don't know how to genuinely shoot from the hip, because we've proven over and over again that it doesn't work, haven't we? We've done that. So number 2 is we have to customize our plan. This is the thing that I know in my heart of hearts works. A customized plan. I have a lot of people oftentimes will say, well, what about this? And what about that? And why can't I have this on my cell? Why can't I do that? And I always want to come back with, why can't you follow directions for 7 days if we're doing a 7-day sprint? We can follow directions, and then we can go in there and say, but you know what? I just hate eating fill in the blank, or I hate fish. Okay, then you don't have to eat fish. Customize it to make it work for you. That's the only way that we're going to get there to the path to success. There are certain things that we have to do that maybe we don't want to do, that like maybe going with the black coffee. But once we get there, once we get over that hump, once we plan for it, once we push, kind of titrate down that cream and sugar and all the other stuff that we're putting into our coffee, what happens? Suddenly we become successful. How does that work? Well, we're bound and determined is how that works. And it makes all the difference in the world. And it's painful, am I right, to get there? I will tell you, yeah, Kimberline, you and the salad dressing. I mean, I get it. I get it. We all have somewhere where we're going, bumping up against it. But if we make a determination that this pain is worth the gain, that we're going to get back out of it, it makes all the difference in the world. Especially when we're sitting there struggling with the mass of things that we're trying to conquer. There's a lot of stuff there. And so if we can just put our mind to the one thing and say, I am going to conquer this black coffee thing, because I know that it's going to keep me in my intermittent fast. It's going to keep me going in the direction that I want to go. And yes, maybe it's going to be a little hard or a little bit of a struggle, and I really like it the way it is, but it's so worth it, right? Listen, I did it. I was in my late 50s when I did it. One of the best things that I ever did, because of all of the above, the things that I'm telling you about. So you have to look at that. Number 3 is you've got to remove those obstacles that are standing in your way of success. You know what that is. It's your husband's cookie stash. It's your, it's the kids and their Pop-Tarts, or whatever it is that is your obstacle, your food that you like. Well, usually it is food. And I'm talking about like Hot Milk 30 right now, because this is where all the dropouts start to happen, right? They don't stay all the way to the end. And I want that for you. I want to see you all the way. I want to see you make it happen, because you can. It's just customizing it and making that decision that you are not going to be living and standing there on April 30th in a sea of regret. Instead, what you're going to do is stand there and say, you know what? The struggle was real, but man, I overcame it. Man, I held on and I went forward. I didn't focus on the obstacle. I focused on my success, and I created new ways. I Diana Nyaded my way through that whole darn thing, right? Pinkies up. This is how it's done. This is how it's done. So remove your obstacles. If you can't straighten out your pantry, make your own. You know what Jenny did? She bought her own damn refrigerator. Now, it's a little tiny thing. It's adorable and kind of retro cute, but it's a refrigerator and it has her food in it. So she opens up that refrigerator. She's not going to go down the path of, oh boy, doesn't that look good? Instead, she is going to be in the place of saying, I've got this. She's going to be in the place of saying, I'm not even tempted anymore. Y'all have yours. I've got mine. You can do that too. It's determining the way, creating your own way, customizing your own plan. But I'm going to tell you right now, the word plan, boy, you're going to hear that out of my mouth. Plan and pain both have 4 letters. Which one are you choosing? A plan or pain? That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Number 4 is tolerate the pain. You know, we're wimps. Am I right? We are such wimps. We don't want any kind of pain. If we get fearful, oh my gosh, I can't. And then we really regret it. Really regret it. And not only do we regret it, we feel like this angst. It is a burning, long-lasting regret. Huge. And the weight that it carries is way more than this little bit of discipline that I'm talking about here to create your plan. Boy, you Diana and I add your way when you can't. Take Tanya. She says, I chose planning. She chooses planning. She chose it. She chooses it. She's almost to 1 year of hot milk 30A. 1 year of it, almost there. And you know why? Because she chose a different path. Do you know why she did that? Because she knows that not planning is going to mean that she's not going to get what she wants. You cannot shoot from the hip and get what you want with anything. With anything. We think we're so smart that way. And I'm just as guilty. Listen, I might be pointing at you, but I got 3 fingers pointing back at me. It's ridiculous. Why do we think we can do this? We've proven over and over again that we cannot. And each time the pain is more palpable. And that sting of regret is way more than the tiny sting of discipline. Yeah, I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to give up the cream in your coffee. I know you don't want to have to do this. And I know you'd rather do this and that. But guess what? Oh, Chris, that's so good. Did you see what she just said? She says, shoot from the hip and shoot yourself in the foot. Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. You shoot from the hip, you shoot yourself in the foot. And what does that do? It makes it so that it's hard to get around anymore and get it done. Tolerate the pain. You don't have a choice on pain. As much as we think that we can avoid it and we look for all the different opportunities and the procrastination, we have methods, right? We're professionals at this. But it's never going to get us there. We're never going to get to the place where we can opt out of pain. Choose it. And the lesser of those 2 pains, every single time, is discipline. Number 5, remember your why. Allow it to light you up. Because I'll tell you, that why burns inside and in your heart and makes you sparkle, makes you glow, makes you think nothing is impossible. That's what it does. It ignites you. It's like a fire inside. And when we put the emotion behind it, doesn't it make it that much easier? Doesn't it make it that much simpler? Because you're like, oh no, you're not stopping this machine. I'm going full throttle, full speed ahead. Am I right? I know how that feels. And you just get in there and you do it anyway. And after a while, you stop listening to this voice inside of you that's, I believe it's your amygdala, saying, hey, let's not work out. Let's just go sit on the couch. Netflix is calling. And you start saying, I don't want that. The pain of sitting on the couch versus the pain of following through with the promise that you made to yourself to get the workout done. It just changes everything. June 1st is going to be 1 year. I know you will. Tanya is saying this. I know you will. She's who you want to follow in our group. If you are a part of it, she's just done every single day. You're going to see her shining face, telling day 300 and whatever it is that she's on. This is how it gets done. Just watch, listen, and learn. That's how it gets done. And I'll tell you what got it done for her. And am I right, though? Tell me if I'm not right, Tanya. Her burning why. She wanted to feel better in her own skin. Your why is going to fuel that desire to stay the course. And it's going to look a little bit easier every single day. I promise you. And number 6 is your goals are the bricks on that bridge. We are always building a bridge. Always. You are here. You want to get there. Am I right? All of us. Because, okay, so Tanya's lost over 130 pounds. She still has some goals in mind, right? She's not sitting there kicking herself. Oh, I've only lost 130 pounds. No, she's still celebrating, believe me. But we always have something else that we want to accomplish. That's not because we're perfectionists. It's because we're human and we're built to succeed. We are built to accomplish things. It feels good to accomplish things, doesn't it? This is no different. So understand that your goals are bricks on that bridge. And every time you make a goal and you sit with it every day, like we do with your Take Back Your Life journal, and you put out an I am affirmation, which is your goal in an I am statement, you're telling yourself this is what you're about. And as you tell yourself this is what you're about, you're going to start believing that. And you're just going to start living it and being it. No more fake it till you make it. Be it till you see it. This is how it's done. Because I am is one of the most powerful things you could ever possibly say. And number 7, of course, is that success loves speed. This is why I love our Hot Melt 30. It just takes you right in and says, okay, we're not going to pitter patter around. We're not going to pretend that this is, easy. We're not. We're just going to get in there and just say, look, if this is the life you want to live, if you want to live a life that's mindful, if you want to live a life that's healthy, that's encouraging, that's going to take you to the next place, that's going to build enthusiasm and optimism in your life, if that's what you want, then this is what it's going to take. Because it's not just one thing, it's all the things. Because you're not just one part of a woman, you're all parts of a woman. Heart, mind, body, and soul. That's why we do this. And it doesn't have to take up your whole day, doing these little things, journaling every day, meditating, and being mindful and being a woman who's inquisitive about her own life. Those are all parts and parcel for this disciplined life that we're talking about, which by now, I'm hoping, doesn't frighten you, right? Instead, I hope it lights you up and it makes you say, I can do that. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, going 100% in is so much easier than only going 95% in. You know why? Because then you're all in. You are sold out. There's no discussion. The struggle is gone. You're no longer saying, well, maybe a little bit of this and a little bit of that, or maybe I'm going to, maybe I'm not. You're in. You are 100% in. You go, you buy your refrigerator, right? You go and you make plans. You make those breakfast cookies. You make the salad dressing ahead of time. You get things done and it's there. It's ready for you. And you are ready for it because inside of you is a mindset that just can't be beat. Because you, me, we're part of Diana Nyatt's tribe, aren't we? Well, there is a way and we're going to find a way. We understand there's pain involved, but are you willing to go there? I am 100%. And I'm willing to do it with you. So Hot Melt 30 all the way. Pinkies up if you're Hot Melt 30ing. And this Saturday, I'm just telling you, I want to see you at Full Bloom. It's happening this Saturday from 9, until 5. We have breaks throughout. It's all virtual. You get an amazing swag bag. Everything about it, you're going to love. So will you do me a favor? Go check out the page. Go to savingleader.com/bloom. Go get your ticket. Now's the time. By the way, success is yours. Every single time you stand behind all your promises that you make. When you say, I'm going to go do this, and you do it, you are making a promise to yourself and to everyone else, and you are succeeding every single time. So remember that. High five yourself and give yourself credit for all those wins. This is how we get to the next step. This is how we get to the pain of discipline instead of the pain of regret. Pinkies up on that one. Peace be with you, and thanks for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, Pinkies up.